Hello and welcome to another Every Tuesday tutorial. So I've gotten a few requests lately about how I choose color for the different tutorials that I make. You'll always see me having about 5 colors in a row that I kind of eyedropper as I work along, and the question really was, how do I figure that out? How do I put together a palette that's relevant to the project that I'm working on? So in this tutorial, hopefully those questions can get answered. So we're going to choose color for any project in just 3 steps, and you can use these 3 steps in anything you do moving forward when you're figuring out color. So the first step is define. So I made up a fictitious brand for this just so we kind of had an example to work from. So this is the logo I made. It's called Fearless Hair. It's a female hair salon. Here are some brand elements just to kind of work with that logo. These could be on the menu of services, they could be decals, just kind of extra elements that you can use on stationery, whatever. We've got extra things that we can use just to enhance the brand and kind of hit the brand home. So Fearless Hair, my brand element. So these are what we need to figure out color for. So with this first step, it's all about defining what your project needs are. So we need to really figure out what the brand wants to accomplish, who it's for, figuring out what your demographic is, what their price point is. There's a lot of factors that are involved when you're choosing color. So I've kind of narrowed it down with a few bullets for us to work from. So this is what you should narrow yours down to as you're working through the steps. So about this brand, it's a hair salon. It's for females only. It's for professional women. And they typically request upscale, pricier services because they're professional and they're serious about their work and they're serious about having hair that makes them look good. So these are my bullet points that I'm working from as I move on to step 2, which is discover. So this step is where we really dig into these bullet points and figure out what colors could associate with them best. So for this, I typically I always visit some color resource sites, and I've listed a few right here. This color.adobe.com, this is the one that I use more than anything else. But for variety, I wanted to throw in a few more that I do like, and I'm going to show you these in just a moment. But the other important thing is you can go to these and you can find color schemes, but you should not just stop there. You should also look at photos, images that are related to your brand and what you're trying to represent. So for this project, I've kind of pulled some imagery from really expensive upscale salons, their interiors. So as you can see, this first one, it looks like you're not going to get out of there with a haircut that's under $50 probably. So I wanted to pull some colors that are associated with this upscale feel, just to kind of bring it back to my brand. So you can see I've color dropped a few colors off of here, and in order to do that, all I did was create these squares, and then for each square I found part of the photograph and I just hit I on my keyboard and then I just eyedroppered it. So you can see as I'm clicking around, you can get your different colors, and I think I pulled that one from there. So I just pulled it from various places, and before you know it, I've got my own color scheme. So I did that with a few more. So here's a couple of other interiors, and once again I eyedroppered colors right from this photograph. I didn't make any of these up, I literally just eyedroppered them. And here's the final one right here, and there's that palette. But to go back to these color sites, let me pull these over. I've got them loaded up in Chrome. So color.adobe.com, this is definitely my favorite. When I come here, I usually come with intent, so I know what I'm going to look for. So you can click on this Explore button up here, and you can kind of, right here, they're just showing you the most popular color schemes that are on here right now. People vote on them. You can see right here how many times they've been seen, how many people really liked them or commented on them. So you can scroll through to see kind of what's trending these days. Or if you're like me with this project, I can type in hair salon, and I can kind of get an idea of what people think represents a hair salon. So I went through these, didn't really like any of them. So let's narrow it. Let's make it a little broader and just do salon and see what comes up here. Okay, so I've got a few more results. So I think it kind of went through here, and maybe you could do upscale. Just think of some keywords that come to mind when you think about who you're designing for or what you're designing for. So yeah, in here I definitely pulled some colors. There's some more neutral colors, modern colors, things that make you feel like you're in a more upscale place. So that's colored.adobe.com. So you can explore, you can create your own color schemes. You can share them with people. You can download your color schemes afterwards. Oh, I want to show you this one thing. So say I really like this color palette, but maybe this orange is just a little too bright for me. So if I hover over and click on edit, I can come in here and I can actually move these sliders a little bit. So you can see I've got this node right here, and maybe I want it more like this, so it's a little softer, and it automatically adjusts. And you can see I've got my color builds for CMYK, RGB, lab, hue, saturation, and I forgot what the B is for. I'll have to look that up. And then your hex color for web. Right there. So this is a great place, and you can actually download this too using your Adobe ID, which I'm not logged in, so you can't see that. Okay, so after that, here is Color Lovers. This one was really popular when I was in college. It's a little different now, which is why I think I kind of go to color.adobe.com more, but still a great resource if you're looking to check out patterns, which is nice. This has patterns, just individual colors and palettes once again. And you can also search right here. You can see I've already got salon typed in, and I can check out colors associated that people have submitted. So that's Color Lovers. Pretty straightforward here. This other one I found recently, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like what we did with the salon pictures where you eyedropper, only these ones have photographs already eyedroppered for you. So you can kind of go through, see if any of these photographs kind of give you the vibe that you're looking for. And plus you've got your color build. And sometimes they list the palette and sometimes they don't. It's kind of hit or miss with this one, but it's still a pretty cool, different resource than the typical color websites. And then this final one my fiance suggested I share. I think he's used it and had good luck. This is actually an app that you can download to your Mac or your phone, and you can save and reference these on the go or wherever you are. So that's the olabrothers.com. So it's good to have some resources in your back pocket, and here's just a few. And let's scroll down to the final step. So we've defined what the brand is, we've discovered different palettes, and now we need to develop and apply them. So if you're happy with a color scheme, so if this is like, if I just fall in love with this one and this is definitely it for me, I'm not changing my mind, you can move forward and start experimenting with how you're going to apply these colors within the brand. But if not, like most people, we're going to review the picked colors. We're going to define our color schemes based on the colors we like and the ones that go well together. And then we'll apply the color to the design elements. So here's some colors that I pulled. So these ones are from the photographs that we walked through. And here's some schemes that I pulled from the various sites that we just looked at. So you can see there's a few here. And after I kind of got looking at these, I wanted to narrow it down to my favorites. And I kind of mixed and matched here. Like I liked, where did this one come from? This one right here is from one of these photographs. You can see it's a little more muted, which I really liked, but I liked gray going along with the purple. It was just softer to me. So I actually composed my own just based on that, but inspired by that, which is good, you know, to have your own original color schemes. And then this final one is based almost entirely on this first photograph because I just really like this photograph. I feel like it would represent what that fictitious brand would look like on the inside. So I borrowed some colors from here. I really liked the brown, the boldness. It felt really human, down to earth, approachable, yet still classy and tasteful. And then the blue added a really nice contrast because it was softer and maybe a little more feminine. So Down here, these are my two favorites, and from here I took each of these and I applied them differently to the brand logo and the elements. So you can see I changed the purple a little bit on this one just to see if a softer purple would give me a result that I liked better. I kept the icons down here more monochromatic, so they're all shades of gray. And over here you can see I've added a little pop of color, but this is still bold and royal purple, which gives a feel of expensive taste. So down here, this one's a little more friendly, human, what else? Confident. I felt like this one especially made me feel like it was, strong, a woman that knows what she wants. And even these colors are a little bolder. These ones are slightly softer. So this actually ended up being my favorite. So in case you like this palette as well, I've shared it, and you can see I've got a positive, which is always a really good idea to show how the color works when it's on white, but then also when it's on colors within the brand. So you can see I've reversed it out here and kind of reversed all of the icons too in their own little circles. And here's the color scheme. And you can see kind of like on color.adobe.com, I've got your RGB value right here, your CMYK value, and then your hex color right here at the bottom. So if you want these colors, here they are for you. And hopefully this answers some questions and will help you out with your next project. So the 3 steps, one more time, are define, discover, develop, and apply. So if you like this tutorial, please subscribe. I release a new tutorial or freebie every single Tuesday over on my blog, every-tuesday.com. And I'll leave a link right below this video to my blog post on choosing color, which has all the steps listed out and all the resources too that we just went over for finding color. So everything from here you can find on that blog post. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.